Welcome back to Brody Cinemas.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Dope or No, baby. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? This is the series where we check out new animes and tell you if it's dope or nope. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all need to let us know down in the comment section below if you think it's dope or nope as well.
If you think it's dope or nope as well, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
Let's go. Okay, y'all, here we go. This one is saying demon cells implanted in humans, those compatible become God eaters. Okay? So we gonna see what this talking about.
Hey, sounded crazy enough, so we're gonna see what
Let's go ahead and get into
Set
it.
in a post-apocalyptic Japan in the year 2071. The world has been
2071.
mostly destroyed by
Okay.
mysterious monsters who are known as the Aragami, an organization known as Fenrir.
Hold on, go back.
who are
This animation
humankind's
style
last
hard.
Post-apocalyptic Japan in the year 2071. The world has been mostly destroyed by mysterious monsters who are known as the Aragami, an organization known as Fenrir, who are humankind's last fortress of defense, was made to exterminate Aragami
Go
using
back.
God
I kind of like this already.
Hold
It's
on.
kind of different.
This right here almost look like Attack on Titan.
It do look.
You ain't seen Attack Closet.
I've
Right?
seen a city.
This like a village in Attack on Titan. I'm not gonna lie, the monsters they look like kaiju's from Pacific
Prometheus.
Rim.
I said Pacific Rim. Okay, Pacific
Hey,
Rim.
we said that at the same time. I said Pacific. He said Prometheus. Prometheus.
Play video.
was made to exterminate Aragami.
No.
Using God
Oh,
arcs,
pause,
weapons
pause,
made-
pause. Hold on, stop clicking. You good?
I got that shit.
Oh my god, this nigga got shit bad.
It's good. I can hold it.
He got shit, y'all. Hey, comment down below if you think Nick's your shit right now. I can go back to the video. Go shit. I think everybody just commented that Nick go shit.
Alright, I'm gonna be quick.
He said he gonna be quick, y'all.
3 hours later.
It still hurt, don't it?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Set in a post-apocalyptic Japan in the year 2071. The world has been mostly destroyed by mysterious monsters who are known as the Aragami, an organization known as
Aragami.
Fenrir, who are humankind's last fortress of defense, was made to exterminate Aragami using God arcs, weapons made
That
from
blade
Aragami
is
cells,
crazy.
who specialize in
Y'all
It's like a
see that?
chainsaw, damn
Look like a weapon from Gears of War.
No, literally.
That's crazy.
God arcs, weapons made from Aragami
God
cells,
arcs.
and those who specialize in exterminating Aragami are known as God Eaters. Our
God
young protagonist, called Lenka Atsugi, is going through the
Lenka
qualifying exam to
Atsugi.
join the God Eaters. The scientists implant a special bracelet in his arm that will fuse with his flesh and stay on for the rest of his life. The scientists have high hopes for Lenka, and as he declares that he will be the one to destroy the Aragami, he is congratulated on his pass into the organization. In the midst of an Aragami attack, Lenka and Kota begin training under Tsubaki's orders.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking this so far. This is
Yeah.
giving dope right now.
He's
You know
giving
what I'm
dope
saying?
right
I'm
now.
messing with it.
Nah, I'm messing with it.
Okay.
Lenka, okay, this already starting off better than the last one. The
Fact.
main character has the name.
They have no cap.
God Eater's first instructor, hoping to go out and destroy as much Aragami as he could. Lenka voluntarily undergoes
Yeah,
a
them
strict
like
daily
kaiju,
training
bro. No
regimen,
cap.
but ends up constantly failing his missions. Hoping to cheer him up, Kota takes him to the weapons factory, where he is allowed to see his God arc early. Later on, an Aragami breaches
They
their
got a
setup
training
from both
simulation.
sides. With low numbers on the
That's
defense
hard.
force, Lenka volunteers to go out and defeat the Aragami. Though Tsubaki turns down his request, he takes his God arc and runs
That's
outside.
hard. That's
Attempts of stopping
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Numbers
this
on the
is
defense
definitely-
force, Lenka
it's
volunteers
definitely
to go
giving
out and
dope.
defeat the Aragami. Though Tsubaki turns down his request, he takes his God arc and runs outside. With attempts of stopping him proving to be useless, he activates his burst mode. Reaching the middle of town,
Whoa.
Lenka confronts several Aragami as they try to kill
Whoa,
another
they just
God Eater,
eating
but
people.
one of them knocks his God arc out of his hand. He was then rescued by the first unit, consisting of Soma, Lindo, and Sakuya, who easily defeat most of the Aragami. Lenka
Whoa.
then notices one
This
remaining
animation
Aragami trying to
crazy.
kill a woman.
Crazy.
Easily
Damn.
then rescued by the first unit, consisting of Soma, Lindo, and Sakuya,
Lindo.
who easily
That name
defeat
hard.
most of the Aragami. Lenka then notices one remaining Aragami trying to kill a woman. Retrieving his god arc, he transforms it into a gun and kills the Aragami, impressing
What the
the members
hell?
of the first unit. Lenka and one member of the first unit, called Sakuya, remark on the transformation of Lenka's god arc before more Aragami arrive. As the first unit fight the Aragami, Lenka wishes to help, but Lindo dismisses him, telling him to hide. However, Lenka disobeys orders and fires on multiple Aragami, but is injured and rushed to a medical facility. When he regains consciousness, he is locked in a holding cell by Tsubaki to await court-martial for
trying to get it done. You know what I'm saying? He said, nah, screw this. Y'all trying to run, nigga.
Okay.
Got hurt, man.
disobeying orders. The superiors at Fenrir eventually rule that Lenka must surrender his god's arc as punishment. When a man, called Johans, tries convincing them to let Lenka
so
keep
why
his
he gotta surrender his god
his
arc?
orders help, but Lindo dismisses him, telling him to hide. However, Lenka disobeys orders and fires on multiple Aragami, but is injured and rushed to a medical facility. When he regains consciousness, he is locked in a holding cell by Tsubaki to await court-martial for disobeying orders. The superiors at Fenrir eventually rule that Lenka must surrender his god's arc as punishment. When a man, called Johans, tries convincing him to let Lenka keep his god arc due to the rarity of new type users, he learns that another new type user, called Alisa, is on her way from the Russia branch. During a dinner between members of the defense unit, one member, called Hibari Takeda, mentions Lenka's attempts to fight the Aragami without a god arc. Lindo mentions that
I'm liking this already because it's definitely different, you know what I'm saying? We the god arcs and you know what I'm saying? Now it definitely still got demons and stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these animes got demons, you know what I'm saying? But they coming up with a different way to defeat them a little bit. You know?
A person sharing those capabilities, but claims to not remember his identity. He then visits Lenka and asks him about the incident, where Lenka begs Lindo to teach him how to fight. Meanwhile, the planes transporting Alisa come under attack from a swarm of flying Aragami. Tsubaki issues orders to dispatch Lindo and Sakuya, but Lindo mentions Lenka as an addition, which Tsubaki accepts. Lenka is released
on the
battlefield.
The thing on their wrist,
rescue Alisa, but she insists on
the thing on their wrist kind of look like
the
thing on their wrist kind of look like Yu-Gi-Oh, like how they used to have the star things that you put the stars on after the duels. That's what it looked like.
He accepts. Lenka is released and joins Lindo and Sakuya on the battlefield. They arrive to rescue Alisa, but she insists on continuing to fight. As a new swarm of Aragami approaches, Lenka and Lindo is released and joins Lindo and Sakuya on the battlefield. They arrive to rescue Alisa, but she insists on continuing to fight. As a new swarm of Aragami approaches, Lenka and Lindo descend onto Alisa's plane, with Lindo instructing Lenka to capture Alisa. However, Alisa retaliates, announcing her refusal to leave the plane or go with Lenka and Lindo so she could tend to other survivors of the attack, including a man called Dr. Aguruma. Lenka explains the situation to Lindo, who informs him that their only option of survival is rescuing Alisa only. Lenka refuses that course of action, and Alisa forges an alliance with him. After engaging the last of the Aragami, Alisa questions Lindo about the Far East Branch's practices, displeased by their apparent disregard for anyone who is not immediately useful to them. Suddenly, Sakuya announces the approach of a new, massive oracle reaction and jumps out of the helicopter, intending to use it as a decoy. Suddenly, an Ouroboros arrives, which is an enormous octopus-like Origami, stunning Lenka and Alisa. An Ouroboros jumps out of the helicopter.
You see how big that thing is?
Bro, that thing is huge.
Suddenly, an Ouroboros arrives, which is an enormous octopus-like Origami, stunning Lenka and Alisa into silence.
That nigga like the size of a
displays
city.
the ability of oracle cells to multiply and divide massively, as an induced reaction causes the formation of what appears to be the first Aragami. Tsubaki introduces Johans to Lenka and Alisa, and Johans tells Lenka that multiply and divide massively, as an induced reaction causes the formation of what appears to be the first Aragami. Tsubaki introduces Johans to Lenka and Alisa, and Johans tells Lenka that his actions in protecting Alisa's transport have resulted in the suspension of all charges against him for his disobedience. Tsubaki informs Lenka and Alisa that they will be formally assigned to the first unit, along with Koda. While out with Koda, Lenka sees Aegis Island on the horizon, and learns that the island will be able to shelter every human on Earth once completed. Later, Lenka and Koda accompany the rest of the boat.
Shelter all
Lenka
humans.
and Alisa that they will be formally assigned to the first unit, along with Koda. While out with Koda, Lenka sees Aegis Island on the horizon, and learns that the island will be able to shelter every human on Earth once completed. Later,
How
Lenka and
big
Koda
is that
accompany the
island?
rest
Or
of the
how many people is on Earth right now?
Right, dang, them demons must have ate a lot
They
of people.
must have
didn't
got
they?
through the population,
Right, it's
boy.
only like 4 million people,
If
right?
they all gonna fit on that island,
One city?
this little island,
This little island?
like damn, the whole human race.
I mean, this island better be like 3 times the size of New York.
No kizzy, yeah. Them demons got busy, didn't they?
Busy.
No cap.
A little too busy.
A little too busy.
Koda, Lenka sees Aegis Island on the horizon and learns that the island will be able to shelter every human on Earth once completed. Later, Lenka and Koda accompany
They
the rest of the
swords are
first unit on
ridiculous.
the mission to take down 6
Ridiculous.
powerful Aragami. During the battle, Lindo speaks out against Alice's inability to fight as a team. After the mission, the first unit encounters a group of civilians who lost most of their people in an Aragami attack and seek shelter at the Far East Branch. Though the first unit agrees to take them to the base,
They
Lenka
lost all their
witnesses the
people.
entire
Yep.
group being turned away upon arrival because none of them were judged to be compatible with the God's Ark. He attempts to intervene but is stopped by Lindo. In a flashback, Johannes looks over a report regarding an incident with the Oracle cell mutation. He then deletes a portion of it and replaces it with falsified information. Returning to the base, Lenka inquires about the Aegis project with
Lie.
Habari, who explains that the project is not yet complete. Meanwhile, Tsubaki gives Lenka, Sakuya, Koda, and Alisa their next mission,
Sakuya,
which is to
Koda.
extract the cores of 2 large type Aragami. However, Sakuya has her give another mission, much to the dissatisfaction of Lenka and Koda, who wish to hunt the large type Aragami instead. During the mission, the 4 kill 2 of the
His
4
character
targets,
design
but are
is
cornered
just
by
like
the other
Oscar.
2. However, they are
Really?
surprisingly
Yeah.
saved by an Aragami called Dial's Pita,
Them
covered in a
demons
dark
look
aura, which
crazy.
Alisa recognizes as the type that killed her parents. Flying into a rage, she charges at the Dial's Pita, but it incapacitates her and the others, and then begins attacking nearby civilians.
Damn!
With Sakuya and Koda still paralyzed, Lenka and Alisa attacking. She charges at the Dial's Pita, but it incapacitates her and the
He
others,
got them
and then
outta
begins attacking
there.
nearby civilians. With
That's
Sakuya and Koda still
crazy.
paralyzed,
With
Lenka
one
and Alisa
strike.
attack
He
the
said they
Dials
was
by charges
paralyzed?
at the Dial's Pita, but it incapacitates her and the others, and then begins attacking nearby civilians. With Sakuya and Koda still paralyzed, Lenka and Alisa attack the Dial's Pita to stop it from killing more civilians, but it incapacitates both, breaks Lenka's God Arc, and
God
massacres
damn,
the
it
rest of
broke
civilians,
his
but is still
sword.
paralyzed. Lenka and Alisa attack the Dial's Pita to stop it from killing more civilians,
That
but it
nigga's strong.
incapacitates both,
Literally.
breaks Lenka's God Arc, and massacres the rest of the civilians right before Lenka's eyes. Koda and Sakuya recover and distract the beast long enough for
This
Lenka
is
to
crazy.
kill it before it incapacitates both,
Ew,
breaks
wow.
Lenka's God Arc, and massacres the rest of the civilians right before Lenka's eyes. Koda and Sakuya recover and distract the beast long enough for Lenka to carry Alisa to safety. However, continuing its attack on him, the
Hey, this
Dial's
show
Pita
crazy.
Yeah, this show
Hey,
crazy.
Comment down below if you know the name of this anime right
Yes,
now.
facts. Comment down below if you know the name of this.
Before we say it, comment down below if you
Yes,
know it.
no, big facts.
Cause
big
this
facts.
is hard. I'm messing with this
Hey,
right
I'm
now.
definitely messing
As
with
of right
this.
now, this is a dope.
This is super dope,
No
man. You know what I'm
cap.
saying?
Lenka to carry Alisa to safety. However, continuing its attack on him, the Dial's Pita breaks the fragile land bridge, plummeting them all into a river below. Despite a massive wound, Lenka manages to survive his fall. He discovers Alisa unconscious and uses CPR to revive her. Upon
you
regaining
survive that
consciousness,
fall?
he disks them all into a river below. Despite a
river
massive
below.
wound, Lenka
Right.
manages to survive his fall. He discovers Alisa unconscious and uses CPR to revive her. Upon regaining consciousness at an abandoned building, Alisa realizes her god
like
arc
the
is
animation
missing.
style,
As she
too.
leaves
That's
to
what
look
I'm
for
saying.
it, she stops to see how injured Lenka is.
Damn, he
Returning
bleeding
to
on
his
the wall.
side, she performs basic first aid before noticing Lenka's destroyed god's arc. When an Aragami attacks the area, Lenka and Alisa take shelter. Lenka comments on the effectiveness of Alisa's first aid and wonders if his god arc can be fixed, but Alisa remarks that his god arc is dead. The two then decide to sneak out to search for Alice's god arc. Arriving back at the river, they notice the hilt of Alice's god arc in the water, but as she goes to pick it up, she is attacked by Aragami, which triggers flashbacks of her parents' deaths and compromises her ability to fight. Lenka tries to save her and even uses his body as a human shield of her parents' deaths and
Damn, they got
compromises
the
her
parents
ability
up
to
and outta
fight.
there.
Lenka
Yeah.
tries to save her and even uses his body as a human shield to protect Alisa. but Lindo arrives on the scene and saves them both. He then admonishes Lenka for his actions, and decides to take Lenka and Alyssa to a secret sanctuary, instead of heading to the extraction point. He reveals that the area is guarded by origami-infused trees, which are monitored and protected by Lindo. Lenka accompanies Lindo as he harvests origami cells from the trees, and witnesses their offensive capability when an origami accidentally touches the tree. Meanwhile, Alyssa thinks about her previous encounter with the origami, which continues to traumatize her. An origami later breaches the sanctuary and manages to evade the trees.
I was about to say, them trees ain't doing nothing to him.
Alyssa thinks about her previous encounter with the origami, which continues to traumatize her. An origami later breaches the sanctuary and manages to evade the trees. Lindo tells Lenka to protect the sanctuary and its people, and to believe in his god arc despite its damage, coming up with a strategy. Lenka distracts the origami with various attacks despite its damage. Coming up with a strategy. Lenka distracts the origami with various attacks until he obtains an ampule to damage it. However, the origami puts up its defense mechanism, and Lenka uses the last ampule by powering his damaged god arc, turning it into a monster that defeats the origami. Lindo notices Lenka's success defense mechanism.
He put the infused origami blood into his god arc, and he created a demonized god arc.
That's crazy.
A demonized god arc.
That's hard.
That's silly. Hold on.
Damage. Coming up with a strategy. Lenka distracts the origami with various attacks
Niggas
until
ain't
he
even
obtains
thought
an
about that
ampule to
before.
damage it. However, the origami puts up its defense mechanism, and Lenka uses the last ampule.
Because I get it now. I was confused. So the god arc, I'm like, it's a sword.
Yeah, the god arc is a sword.
Its
like
base thing is a sword, but I think it's almost like a Green Lantern weapon. Like you can turn it to whatever you want it or whatever you need it to. You feel me? That's why he said it turned into a gun earlier, because he needed a big ass gun.
It almost make it seem like how in Demon Slayer, like they swords change colors. Like everybody got their own special uniqueness to their god arc. You feel me? That's what it seemed like.
No, yeah, for sure.
Because I don't think everybody can turn into a sword. So I mean, not sword. I don't think everybody's sword can turn into a gun.
I don't know, but I didn't think so
I think it can do other stuff though, but it just depends on the person and what they, you feel me?
But they implanted them with demon cells. That's why the thing is on their arm. So I'm like, if that's how they probably able to shapeshift the weapon.
What? No, that's what he doing right now. He implanting the demon cells into his gun, into his sword.
I know, but they implanted them with demon cells. They implanted them with demon cells. That's what this is for. Yeah. And
by powering his damaged god arc, turning it into a monster that defeats the origami. Lindo notices Lenka's success, while Alyssa helplessly watches the events. In a flashback, Johans and his team discover the Oracle cells evading a certain cell. Afterward, their report is denied by the government. In the present day, Johans oversees the development of Aegis on his computer. Lenka and Alyssa are rescued and brought back to the Far East Branch. Lenka's god arc is sent in for repairs, while Alyssa is transferred to a psychiatric ward. Meanwhile, Tsubaki tells Lindo about the Dial's Pita and mentions that Alyssa has some connection to it. Lindo then goes off to explore Aegis Island. During a medical and physiological examination, Lenka learns that his internal wounds from the battle against the Pita have miraculously healed. During a mission to kill a swarm of origami, the joint force assigned to the mission is outnumbered. Tsubaki orders a retreat, but Lenka, observing from the command center, instructs the joint force to go underground to find an exit, explaining that retreating above the ground will only result in further disaster. When it becomes clear that Lenka's plan leads to a successful mission, he is given command of the team and commended on his leadership. In the God Arc maintenance room, Sakaki informs Lenka that his God Arc snapped because his compatibility rate exceeded the weapon's capabilities, not from the Dial's Pita's attack. Lenka also learns
they said that boy got too strong for his weapon.
His God Arc snapped because his compatibility rate exceeded the weapon's capabilities, not from the Dial's Pita's attack. Lenka also learns his heightened compatibility rate is caused by his God Arc's Oracle cells invading his body, and at this rate will increase even more and hasten his death should he wield his God Arc further. In a flashback, the weapon's capabilities, not from the Dial's Pita's attack. Lenka also learns his heightened compatibility rate is caused by his God Ark's oracle cells invading his body, and at this rate will increase even more and hasten his death should he wield his God Arc further.
So if he keep wielding it, I think he gonna die faster.
Sakaki and Aisha remark on test results of the Manigarm project. An earthquake rocks the entire planet, and enormous oracle cell spires rise from the ground all over the world.
What the hell?
They mixing this shit with real footage.
What the
In a
hell?
flashback, Johans, Sakaki, and Aisha remark on test results of the Manigarm project. An earthquake rocks the entire planet, and enormous oracle cell spires rise from the ground all over the world, destroying anything in their vicinity. A colony of oracle cells is seen gathering as the first.
That animation is hard. That was like real life CGI mixed with like animation.
Yeah, I ain't never
An
seen
earthquake
animation
rocks
like
the
that
entire
before.
planet, and enormous oracle cell spires rise from the ground all over the world, destroying anything in their vicinity. A colony of oracle cells is seen gathering as the first origami emerges from the ground. In a flashback to the first days of the origami outbreak, Johans, Sakaki, and a woman called Aisha meet in a room overlooking the destruction, and they notice a building tipped with anti-oracle cell lights, which they later call bias factor, and Johans wonders if the bias cell can be used as a weapon. Back to the present, Lenka was curious about Soma's Grim Reaper nickname, realizing that Soma's surname is the same as Johan's. Later, Tsubaki outlines further details regarding the placement of the origami guidance devices with Lenka before being called to train new recruits. Lenka asks why she stepped down as a god eater, where it's revealed that she doesn't believe origami can be fully exterminated, but hopes the next generation will find a solution.
Yes.
Lenka and Soma are later sent on a mission to destroy more origami. When Soma hesitates to use his special attack against them, Lenka reaffirms that he has every right to exist as his own person, as a beacon of hope rather than a harbinger of death. Hearing these words, Soma lets loose his special attack, killing the other. Lenka reaction to destroy more origami. When Soma hesitates to use his special attack against them, Lenka reaffirms that he has every right to exist as his own person, as a beacon of hope rather than a harbinger of death. Hearing these words, Soma lets loose his special attack, killing the origami. Later, he confronts Lenka about having viewed his file, and explains the futility of the Aegis plan as origami can never be truly destroyed. Lenka implores Soma to pass his own hope for the future onto the next generation. We also find out from another flashback that Aisha is Soma's mother. Meanwhile, Sakaki finishes restoring Lenka's god arc, which has taken a new form. 15 years earlier, a child, called Iroha Atsugi, and her parents is among those denied entry into Fenrir, since Fenrir only allows entry to God Arc candidates and their blood relatives, and they all test negative. Iroha's family then adopts an abandoned baby, and names him Lenka. 8 years later, Iroha and Lenka's mother fall ill, so they join a search party to find medicine for the sick. An origami attacks and kills everyone, but they escape. Cornered by multiple origami, Lindo rescues them and imparts a test kit to Iroha. Lenka then falls by multiple An origami attacks and kills everyone, but they escape. Cornered by multiple origami, Lindo rescues them and imparts a test kit to Iroha. Lenka then falls ill, so his mother dies after choosing to use the remaining medicine on him. Meanwhile, Lenka tests positive for compatibility with God Arc, but Iroha hides this result from.
We gotta make some demon swords and figure out who's compatible to wield it, and then we're gonna have your ass become a motherfucking demon slayer, dirt ass.
Right.
So his mother dies after choosing to use the remaining medicine on him. Meanwhile, Lenka tests positive for compatibility with God Arc, but Iroha hides this result from him. A few years later, origami attacks their camp, and their father is trapped under debris. He convinces Lenka and Iroha to escape just before origami consumes him. After escaping, Iroha's wound infests and immobilizes her just as origami surrounds their hideout. She reveals his test results and requests him to join Fenrir. However, he refused to abandon her, so she fatally slices her own throat.
What the hell?
Just as he consumes him. After escaping, Iroha's wound infests and immobilizes her just as origami surrounds their hideout. She reveals his test results and requests him to join Fenrir. However, he refused to abandon her, so she fatally slices her own throat. Saddened, Lenka escapes while promising her that he will change the world. Iroha apologizes to her parents for not being able to watch over him anymore. As before the origami consume her, the story returns to the present, where Lenka has successfully merged with his new and evolved God Arc. God Eaters turns to the present, where Lenka has successfully merged with his new and evolved God Arc. God Eaters from all around the world convene in Fenrir for Operation Meteorite. After Tsubaki outlines the plan, she announces Lindo as leader of the operation, but he suggests Lenka take his place. Lenka accepts the position, and all celebrate. Operation Meteorite commences, and they all start killing the Aragami. Suddenly, an unknown device activates inside the dam, causing all Vajras to migrate in its direction. Lindo investigates and discovers it is also the location of a settlement, inhabited by refugees denied access to Fenrir. Lindo goes alone to protect them, as Aragami thwarts the other units from joining him. Thus, Lenka decides to leave the command center to aid Lindo. In a flashback, Johans and Aisha expect the birth of their child, but she is unable to deliver. The doctors perform a C-section, but flesh bursts out from her womb, instantly killing everyone in the operating room. Johan survives thanks to his good luck charm, which is unable to Lindo. In a flashback, Johans and Aisha expect the birth of their child, but she is unable to deliver. The doctors perform a C-section, but flesh bursts out from her womb, instantly killing everyone in the operating room. Johan survives thanks to his good luck charm, which is composed of material that deflected the oracle cells. He finds his newborn son inside the operating room, and sees Aisha's whole body covered with flesh, except in one place with an oracle crystal core. Lenka, armed with a new god arc, helps Lindo fight off the Vajras, reasoning that someone must have activated another entity covered with flesh, except in one place with an oracle crystal core. Lenka, armed with a new god arc, helps Lindo fight off the Vajras, reasoning that someone must have activated another guiding device, which distracted the Aragami. Lindo sets out to find it but encounters the Dial's Pita. He fights it alone to allow the others to go and protect the villagers. Lenka and the others rescue the villagers, but are shocked to see the Dial's Pita emerge without Lindo. Upset by his death, they engage in and Lenka ultimately kills Dial's Pita to protect the villagers. Lenka and the others rescue the villagers, but are shocked to see the Dial's Pita emerge without Lindo. Upset by his death, they engage in and Lenka ultimately kills it, before collapsing from accelerated oracle cell erosion. Upon recovery, Lenka becomes Dial's Pita emerge without Lindo. Upset by his death, they engage in and Lenka ultimately kills it, before collapsing from accelerated oracle cell erosion. Upon recovering, Lenka becomes the new captain of the first unit with Alisa, Kota, Soma, and Sakuya. While Soma is on a mission, a shadow can be seen looking over him, who then brings various canned foods to an unseen man before stopping to smoke. And this brings the anime to an end.
Hey, that was dope.
That was.
Hey, go down below. Okay, go down below. Look at it. Hit more real quick. Anime name God Eater. Hey, you get a dope from us.
You get a dope from us.
No cap.
I'm gonna have to say, out of all the ones we've seen so far, this got to be the best one.
Without a doubt.
Bro, I damn near want to watch this.
Without a doubt.
It's that hard, bro.
Would 100% watch this nigga. Ain't no question about it.
No
God
question.
Eater seemed like a legit hard anime.
Yes.
What we just seen, that was ridiculous. The swords, the animation, the demons they self.
Yeah, they're ridiculous, bro. The kaiju looking demons and I'm very, very interested in the God arcs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The one dude, the mentor, he was a hard character. You know what I'm saying? Look like he got some nice battles up in there.
Nah,
I'm
for
messing
real.
with it.
He remind me of Levi Ackerman, the nigga that kept saving what's bro name on here?
I don't know who that is because I don't watch Attack on Titan.
You don't watch Attack on Titan.
But he doesn't watch Black Clover.
What's bro name on here? No, what was his name?
Lenka.
Lindo remind me of Levi saving Aaron. Like Lindo saving Lenka. There we go, baby. Come on now. Did y'all think it was dope or did y'all think it was no? Let us know down below, man. We hope y'all like that video. Make sure you hit that like button.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button, baby.
Make sure you hit that notification bell. We need all notifications on. You know what time it is. Come on, boy. Stop playing with us. Okay, man. But without further ado, we gonna go ahead and get out of here. And we appreciate every single one of y'all for stopping by Brody Cinemas.